Hi, I'm Carolyn Arkellian, and I'm going to talk about the perils and pleasures of home ownership. A little over a year ago, I bought my house. This isn't it. I took this picture a couple days ago with my dog. I live in Pacifica. This is the peril of buying your house on the cliff in Pacifica. They're going to have to move it pretty soon. But anyway, this is myself and my middle granddaughter, Rosie, at the last Halloween party at VMware. And I had a Halloween theme because I got the keys to my new house on Halloween Day of 2014. I've been at VMware about 10 years, and I've done 10 years of 401k sharing. And so after 10 years of 401k sharing, I had enough money to borrow from my 401k account and buy a house for the first time. So I had to buy a pretty big house because here's my family. This is my son and his girlfriend and the 3 beautiful granddaughters. And we were tired of, in the last few years, the rents have been going up every year a lot. So we also wanted to buy a dog, and none of my landlords ever wanted to allow pets. So we started looking for a house in Pacifica in the summer of 2014. And then finally, we found exactly the house we wanted. Here it is. It has a white picket fence and everything. And, you know, being a first-time homeowner, it's like the main thing is when something goes wrong, when there's a catastrophe, you can't call the landlord anymore. You have to figure out who to call. So that's like one of my main messages to you. So I got the mother of one of Rosie's girlfriends is a psychic medium. So we had her go through the house and see if it was haunted before we bought it. And she said, no, there's just like a ghost of a little Italian man, I think. And it's like, he must have been the one who planted this grapevine in the backyard. It's like, my dad was owned a grape vineyards in the Central Valley. So before we even moved in, my son brought some boxes and he smelled gas. It turned out we had 8 gas leaks. This is showing a valve inside a wall. And gas leaks often happen in valves. So we don't know why this was inside the wall. This is another peril. When I stopped screaming, I took this picture. This is a rat trapped between my refrigerator and my dishwasher. He had built a little rat's nest under the dishwasher, had one of the girls' dresses and some dish towels that had gone missing. He drug them under there. And anyway, we found, luckily, Chad. Now, Felicia had her handyman. I had Chad. And, Chad with the beautiful eyelashes. But anyway, he found the smudgy part is rat belly grease. He's like, oh, here, they were climbing up the plant and going in there. So when I was buying the house, they make you buy hazard insurance. And the insurance person said, hey, you're in a secondary flood zone. Do you want to buy some flood insurance too? And I'm like, oh, hell no. We're in a drought. I've never heard of it flooding in Pacifica. And so a month and a half later, and what they don't tell you about flash floods is they come in a flash and they go in a flash. We didn't realize we'd had a flash flood. We got up in the morning and all our boxes of photographs in the garage were all wet. Yeah, and then my fancy oriental carpet I inherited from my dad, you're squishing on it as you're going to turn on the TV, and it's like, I thought, did the dog pee on this? No, this is too much. This is too much water for the dog. Anyway, so, and I didn't have that flood insurance at that point, but I bought it like the next day. Anyway, pleasure of homeownership is we got my dog. This is Hercules. He's 4 years old, and he's an English bulldog we got from Northern California Bulldog Rescue, and he's totally worth buying the house for with all its problems. I call him my dog husband, which my oldest granddaughter freaks her out, but I'm like, I have to put up with his snoring every night. Here he is on my bed. I have to fix him a dinner every night. I put up with his whining. We don't have sex, but I figure most married couples my age probably don't have sex anyway. So anyway, this is the worst peril, is getting stuck with some horrible mortgage company When you buy a house, before you make your first payment, the company give you the loan, they sell it to some other mortgage company, and you have no control. These people took off with $5,000 of mine. Anyway, enough. But, so, I told you about the first flood from the rain. This is the second flood that happened on the other side of our house. When a running toilet meets up with the little girls put too much toilet paper, and we didn't realize the toilet was stuffed up. And this happened in the middle of the night, too. And so we had a flood. You have to call a restoration company. I hadn't realized that. And before they can dry out your walls for you, they have to see if there's asbestos, if it's an old house, and there was. And they ripped up all the carpets, and then they have to call an asbestos abatement company to come. And so this took 4 months to recover from. We had to move out of that half of the house. We had a big pod shipping container in our front yard with our stuff for 4 months. I slept on the sofa bed for 4 months. But at the end of it, we finally got through it. This is the before and after picture. And so this is another picture I took. At the end of it, we had like a $30,000 renovation done for the $500 insurance deductible. So, it was good. It's just you had to go through 4 months. And then in the year I've had the house, the value has gone up $100,000. So I was able to refinance, and I don't have to pay mortgage insurance, and I got away from that mortgage company. But another thing I think is I really like about owning a house is just the possibilities. Like, I think I could build a labyrinth in my front yard, Wouldn't that be cool? I could build a shower in my outdoors in my backyard. I could paint a mural on the wall in my backyard because it's my house.